Hey, what's going on, guys? Good afternoon. Just doing a little post here to get us started. Bear with me a moment. How are y'all? I better get us set up here as well too. It is, what even day is it? Who knows? Tuesday, and I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you for asking. This is gonna be one of 3 live builds for this kit because it's a very big boy. And yeah, hang on just a second. So we'll get it popping here. That's pretty good. Just posting, let everybody know what's going on out here. So yeah, we're gonna build this over the course of 3 live builds. And so today is going to be half the frame. The next live build will be the other half of the frame, and then the third will be putting all the armor on the frame. I think that will be a good split for everything. First, let me show you this. I did just go ahead and put the base together ahead of time. The base is pretty cool. Let me zoom out a little bit. So yeah, you have like a walkway up here and a little walkway here in the front. Here in the front, you also have this movable arm bit here. How does that move? Oh yeah, this is like for the pilot, right? So this moves. I just put it together and without really kind of knowing exactly what it does or anything yet. You also have this little drawer here on the side that pops out. I guess you could put like your extra hand parts or whatever, extra batteries, maybe something in there. And then this part here at the front also slides out, and you have some like kind of cool piston detail in there. That slides out and off entirely, but let's see. I'm not supposed to do that. Anyway, like I said, I gotta mess around with it a little bit more. You also have like some other details here at the back, like this little like cart and stuff. So I like that it's a base more than just for holding up the model, but actually an actual like display base. Now it's all black, so it's gonna really benefit from some paint. But there's like more stuff there than just something to hold up the model. So I actually really like that a lot. Setting that aside, yeah, so I got this box is full, and yeah, so this is all the parts for the frame of the legs, the waist section, the torso section, and the head. Obviously there's not much to the head and you can't see it because it's behind my head. So yeah, that's just a few parts there for the head. So waist, torso, and the other legs. So there's a lot. And so while it took a long time to cut out all the parts, it actually didn't take all that long to actually go through and like remove all the nubs on everything. I don't know, just because of like the quality plastic, and I think I was like zooming through it, so there's probably going to be a number of nubs that I missed that we'll have to kind of check out as we're going along. But yeah, the actual like nub removal process went really fast in comparison, just for like the sheer amount of parts that are there. So let's get to it. Building the legs is actually mostly, I think, let's see. It's mostly just like a times. Oh, battery's already dead. That's weird. It's mostly just a ×2 process. And then I think at the very end here, that's what I'm trying to check. I think at the very end, there is part of the process that's separate for the left and the right side. But I've got everything separated already, so we're gonna build one and then we'll build the other. But you know, if you are following the manual properly, you'd be building this ×2 when we start. Now, I've been working on my secret project, so I had to like carve out enough space here on my desk in order to do this live build, because I've got like stuff here, stuff there, other stuff that I'm working on. Basically just a bunch of tools out over here that I just Some I put away, and some I just kind of shoved them all over to the side for the moment. But there's a lot of parts, so kind of we need a good amount of space for this one. So this is all the parts. I know you guys can't see very well at the moment. Bear with me a moment. All the parts that will make the inner frame for one leg. There's a lot. Okay, I think that's everything. Okay. Let me fix that here for you. Now you can see a bit better. There you go. So, yeah, all this. It's a good amount of all that stuff there. Let me check in with the chat with y'all. How are y'all doing today? Marita Cruz, best Gundam girl. Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. Quality as high quality or low? What do you mean, David? Marita Cruz is one letter away from my mom's name. What scale is that? So this is The Spice of Life. Is that Gundam UK? Is that you, Simon? The Spice of Life? I don't know, just the profile pic there. I don't know your Twitch handle though. Oh, hi, it's Dwayne. Oh, never mind. He said it's Dwayne. It's a 1/100 scale. Let me see what else we got here. Just trying to check up what I missed in the chat. But hello, everyone. Sorry, I was not really paying attention to the chat there to get started. Just kind of get everything going here. HG Zerius arrived yesterday and also got started on the RG 2.0. Nice. I think he means the quality as in the plastic. You mentioned the nubs were easy because the nubs were easy to remove because of the quality of plastic. Not necessarily that the quality was good or bad, but just it was such that, and especially because this is the inner frame, so I'm usually like not as like super careful about like the nubs and the inner frame. Most of it's getting covered up, whereas like on the armor I would like be a little bit more careful to like really get it like as perfect as I can with just like a knife blade, which is what I use most of the time. But with this, I don't know, even though like I was going pretty fast and not being as super careful because it's just the inner frame, but still like it was I don't know, relatively quick. I mean, just like I don't know, I was having good luck maybe with the cutting. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but no, I don't feel like at this moment though, like in terms of plastic quality, like some things you can tell like straight away, like the quality is not good. This one, the plastic has like a little bit of a different feel from like a Bandai model kit, but it doesn't feel at all bad. But it's very early to kind of tell. It really kind of depends on how the model kind of holds up once you actually start putting stuff together. So that's what we'll find out. But from what I've heard from other people, everybody says that they quite like it, and so I think we'll be in good shape. Now, the problem with this many parts is that it might, for the first couple of stages of the construction here, it might take me a minute just finding where stuff is. So bear with me on that. Let's see. I think we'll be all right once we get going here. Is ABS or PS? Someone else did ask me that. It feels more like ABS for sure, but sometimes that can be deceiving, and I'm not entirely sure. I would have to try to check somewhere if it says, which sometimes it says on the box, and doesn't seem to say anywhere in the manual. I don't think that it was anywhere on the box, because if you saw my unboxing video, you saw like there was like nothing on the outside of the box. Oh, and we got stickers, so I gotta make sure to keep an eye out for where the stickers go. Oh no. Because there are a bunch of stickers that go on the frame. And LEDs too, which we'll get to that. I think probably not. Well, in the torso, I think there's one. So we might get to that later. And then there's LEDs in the binders, which we'll get to in part 2. Okay, and these stickers are like the ARC 78-2 PG Unleashed kit, in that they're like plastic stickers, like thicker. And just some really tiny ones on here though. Where does this go? Ugh, right in the middle of there. So this is going to give you an effect, something like that, with that little sticker in there. All right. It's real small, and I don't want to like flick the sticker and have it fly across the room or anywhere where I won't be able to find it again. Okay, Zach, I should get those kits sent out to you by the end of the week. All right, yeah, no problem, man. I'm working on my secret project anyway, which is like kind of taking all my time at the moment until the end of the month. So it's all good. I don't really have time for too much else. I'm doing like this stuff and more reviews and things like that. Trying to keep up with kind of the normal stuff as well. This is all for the knee joint here still at the moment, which you, as you recall from the design, it kind of has like these fins that stick out on the front of the knee there. That's what those are for. Now we've got the, should be the other side of this part here. Close that up. And again, I'm gotta make sure to keep an eye out for stickers, because I know there's gonna be little sticker marking things that I need to pay attention to that I'm gonna miss. And also, make sure I can see what's going on in the manual. That's for the other side. We need the opposite version of that. Let's see. Here. Let's see. I think that's right. I think that's supposed to be like that. It looks right, right? Is that tab? So I'm trying to figure out, there's like a little tab on this yellow part that sticks out to the side. I don't know if it's supposed to be sticking in or out. It's kind of hard to tell like in the manual. And of course, you know, if I was cutting this from the runner in the proper fashion, I would know, but oops. A couple more stickers here as well. What's up with you guys? Oof, it's a bit loose. It's supposed to stick in. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Finally, it's been so long. What's been so long? Like for me to build this kit, like it did. We just got it in like 2 weeks ago. Maybe that. Tried to get to it as soon as possible. Edward, thank you for the super chat there. I tried to get to building this as soon as possible. Like I said, I've been working on other stuff and just trying to kind of work on this and that and everything in between. Thank you for the super chat there, Edward. Isaac, glad you are doing this build before me. Do you think that the non-metal finished plastic of this kit will hold up to matte coat and rattle can? Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it should. I don't see why not. But more than the like spray top coat, I would maybe worry more so about like any whatever you're going to use, like maybe to kind of line it or something like that. You may want to be careful. But I mean, the top coat itself should be fine. Interesting. Just chilling and building the G-Fred. Nice. I should also let you guys know, thank you for reminding me, Mafuyu, that the judging for the Summer Plemo contest is done. Thank you for everyone's patience in that matter. Nobody had been hounding me about it, thankfully. But it was basically just scheduling with myself and the other guest judges was challenging because we're all in different time zones. I'm here, East Coast, Ryan's in Canada, 2 hours difference, 2 hours back. And Luis is in UK, so she's 2 hours forward. So it was like trying to schedule a time, and you know, like Luis is also like a full-time content creator. Ryan is not. He has his professional job, and so like trying to work around everybody's schedules. They had a big Gundam event there in the UK this past weekend that Luis was involved in, so she was there doing that, and so to work around everybody's schedules just kind of took a little bit of time, but we did get together actually this morning, and we had our hardcore judging session, and the winners are in, and I'll let you guys know the winners tomorrow. So I don't think I'll get to it by the end of today. So I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I will say some very cool entries, and thank you guys, everybody who entered. So these parts, I'm just trying to get these parts pushed together. They're not really wanting to cooperate with me. Let's see. I just want to, they're probably fine like that, but I just want to make sure that they're good and squeezed together as much as possible. Alright. That's pretty good, like that. Okay, so that's like that. Alright. Ooh. And this part fits over the top. Okay. Yes, I appreciate it. I meant to make a post about it last week to let you guys know about the delay in the contest judging. But yeah, like I said, since fortunately nobody was bugging me about it, I just thought, oh, okay, should be fine. But appreciate you guys' patience on that. I figure it's only been like a week and a half, which is not too bad. I think like if it got to be like a month and you guys hadn't heard anything from me, then like understandably people would like start to worry about like, hey, what happened to the contest? But yeah, it's only been a week and a half around about there since the contest wrapped. So usually I figure people probably understand that it does take a little bit. There's a big, like the biggest part of the leg frame is this section right here. that's on, and then we have to do this other sub-assembly. So it's kind of like, I guess there's not a whole lot, but then we'll have like a little bit like sub-assembly, and then that goes into it, and then a little bit sub-assembly, and then that goes into it. How do I have pictures of these? I feel like that one's probably supposed to be for the leg. All right, so what are we looking for here? This piece, that one, J, and also these red ones, and we're gonna need those. And these ones here, here. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, that's that. Greetings, K10Mo, welcome. I know, speaking of the contest, if you're just arriving here, K10Mo, I was just mentioning a moment ago that the contest judging is done, and I'll announce the winners for you guys tomorrow. I know that you had a contest entry, so yeah, just repeat that in case you missed me saying that a moment ago. And there's one more piece that connects onto the back of here. That is where? Hello. This one? No. Let's see, J. Sometimes knowing the color helps me to find what I'm looking for, but not in this case. That's that. J. Okay. Pass. It's gonna skip that for a moment while I maybe build a different part, and then we'll come back to it. Well, I kind of need that part in order to continue. So let's see, Herner J is dark black. There it is. See, like I said, sometimes just knowing the color makes it all the difference to find what you're looking for. There's supposed to be a little bit of a gap there, no? Oh, no, maybe not. That's supposed to fit into there. All right, there it is. Okay. All right. That is gonna go here at the back, and we're gonna close that up. Oof, it's getting very hefty already. That's pretty cool. You can see the knee, when the knee bends, that part moves along with it like that. What's up, Jim? I know I told you, you actually asked me if I was going to be building this kit. I know I said no at the time, so I was not planning on it, but actually it came in, and Adam asked me to build his. So, okay, so here we are. But you probably have yours already now, right? Because I know you said like it shipped straight away once you ordered it. Hello, looking forward to seeing what people have made. Oh yeah, for the contest. Yeah, looking forward to seeing what people have made. Yeah, we had some really cool contest entries, like I said. And the great thing about the winners, not to spoil anything too much or give anything too much away, the great thing about the top 3 winners that we had was that there was some really nice variety in there, and it wasn't like the theme was summer theme. So of course we had a number of like beach related entries. There was quite a few of those, but amongst the actual winners that were chosen, they weren't all just like 3 different like beach themes. There's some really nice variety there. So very cool. Okay, interesting. You said you weren't building this. I'm not mad. I got mine a few days ago. Looks amazing. Yeah. I was saying like before you got into the stream, Jim, earlier on, that there was a lot of parts. I mean, it took a long time to like cut everything out, cutting out all of the parts, but then actually like removing the nubs actually went like really quick. So that was nice. Now this part is -4. That's right. Yeah. No, that's the wrong one. Wait, okay. So I made a oops in that. Looks like I mixed up these parts. I'm just putting some in the wrong spot in my storage box here. It looks like, I think. Wait a minute. What? What? No, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. I don't think I did. I think I was just... Wait. Wait, what? Am I just being dumb? Why is this not sitting on here? That's not right. Wait. Huh? What? Oh, there's more. Should be more. All right. Where's the rest of these? Should be more of these. I think maybe. I put them in here. Bear with me a moment. By the way. No. Where's the rest of these parts? Should be more. I didn't like leave some on the runner or something, did I? Let's see. Because there should be. I got that one, that one. There should be 8 of these parts. Where are they? Where's the other ones? So I got those. I wonder if it's from like just a section of the runner that I just didn't cut or something. Let me see. Because it looks like they're from 2 different parts of the runner. Hang on. That's L, what is it? L1 and 2 and 19 and 20. So let's see, L1 and 2. No, I mean, those should be there. Hang on. I don't know where they are. I am very confused. And it's definitely not like here. Not like staring me right in the face. Not these ones. The other white pieces. Did I put them in the wrong spot or something? That is very strange. I don't know where those parts are, and I can't imagine that I would have thrown them away or something. Yes, it is a black hole moment, it would seem, because there's 4 of these parts for the inside and outside of both legs, and there's a white part that goes on each side, and I'm missing all 4 of the right side, or what would that be? Yeah, right side, right? All 4 of the left side ones are one side, and then the right side is missing on all 4 of them. So I don't know what that means. How I would have not cut those parts, I don't know. On all 4, if I would have missed one. That's weird. Hang on. I'm trying to think of what might have happened to those parts. What the hell? Well, I don't know. It's a mystery at the moment. We will have to see. That's weird. Loose parts. Yeah, Jim, like if I was missing one, then I would think like, oh no, I had like a loose part or something. Lost one somewhere along the way. There was this, I did almost lose this tiny little part here, which goes in the binders. When I was working on like cutting all the parts and stuff at home, I couldn't find it, so I figured it was lost or it was in one of the bags or something here in my office. So I came back the next day and I was looking for it, and I managed to find it like right on the floor. So I found it like right away, which is really lucky, because it's just this small little part here. So I have that set aside for the binder section. But this, being 4 of the same part that are all missing, it makes me think that it's not that like I misplaced one. It's really driving me crazy. Like, where could that be? I don't know. Okay, so we'll have to see about that. That goes in there. Let me also go over these pages again, make sure I didn't miss any stickers. I don't think so. Okay. That's like that. We'll have to leave that off for the moment. We'll come back to that. Hopefully I can find that part or something. That's a shame. And so it looks like when this part, let's see, how's that gonna work? This part on the inside moves up and down a bit like that, and then this part slides out. Oh, ooh. And when that slides out, the vents on the slide also slide down. Can you guys see that? Pretty cool. Have a good stream, everyone. Hope you find that part. Zach, gotta jump. All right. See you, David. If you cut all the parts out, maybe it's in a different box. See, that's my only guess, is it must be somewhere else. There was like a few leftover parts that I just kind of threw in the box, but it doesn't look like there either, so we'll find it. sense putting that on. No, okay. For some reason, that's like that. On top of there. A tiny little red piece of detail goes in there. I have a feeling that I'm gonna find those parts in somewhere really stupid. Like, just by the shape and color, I mean, because there's not that many white parts in this kit, like it's pretty obvious where they all should go. So it's kind of dumb that I could have possibly like put it in the wrong spot or something. Like, obviously those are parts for the leg frame. So I don't really know how I would have messed that up. But no, that's awesome. That said, I also, I don't know. I am perplexed, but fortunately, just as far as the construction goes, I can continue on for the moment. Once I find those parts, I can just pop it onto there. It doesn't like halt my progress completely for the time being, so we'll continue on and at some point hopefully come across those parts, because it's just weird that it's 4 of the same part that are all missing and not just one. So something fishy is going on. Kind of quite large lower leg there and quite the small thigh frame. But I think our thighs are going to get like quite chunky here eventually, just like the frame's fairly simple compared to everything else. Can I get replacement parts? Yeah, I mean, I should be able to get replacement parts. Yeah, and as far as ABS or PS plastic, as I was saying earlier, it feels like mostly ABS plastic. There's probably some mix of some ABS and some PS, although I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of hard to tell, and I don't think that it said on the runners. Like on like Bandai runners, it usually will say, but other companies I think usually don't put that on the runners. Supposed to be able to fit this part onto the back side of here. I can see where it goes, but it like kind of doesn't fit down onto there. I feel like this would have been better off put into place like much earlier on in the construction, not now where it kind of like barely fits onto there. But okay. All right, and then we do finally have another sticker here. Sticker 13. Oh my god. Just this really tiny little rectangle. It's like a 1 millimeter by 2 millimeter tiny little rectangle sticker we're gonna put on here. Where does that even go? Oh, okay. Sure, why not? Oh, okay, come on, get in there. This is going to be hard to even place the sticker. Fits right into there like that. You guys see that? That tiny little red sticker right there. I mean, it looks nice. But man. There should be some palm for sure. Joints, everything else. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all ABS. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. All right. That's it for the leg frame, it would seem. Or for now. There are going to be some more parts we're going to add, actually. But we set that to the side to work on the feet next. Apparently. Just tuned in is a part missing. So I'm missing 4 of the same part. So I think either like I missed it or something, or it's in a different part in my box. So we'll hopefully find them. It's not like the kit came with missing parts necessarily. That is a possibility, but I don't think that that's what's going on here. I think it's just that I put the parts somewhere in the wrong place. So we'll see. For now, we're trucking along and we'll see if we can't come across them somewhere. The problem is, if I didn't cut them off the runner entirely, the runners are already gone. So that would suck. Assuming that I cut them off the runner, they're somewhere. They're either in a different box or something. Let's see. The L runners. Let's see. The L runner might not be gone because the L runner is all the white parts. But if there's more white parts used later after the frame is done, then I wouldn't have thrown the runner away yet. Let's see. C. Fortunately, this tells you what runners are used for each part of the build. L. Okay. So there are more L parts used on a later part of the build, which means I shouldn't have thrown the runner away, which means that that runner, the L runner, is still at my house, which I'm guessing that I just didn't cut off that part. There's 2 L runners, and there must have been 2 parts. It's one part, but it's like 2 parts on the runner. Anyway, that's what I'm guessing happened. If the part doesn't turn up, the 4 parts don't turn up in a different section here, I'm guessing they're still on the runners, and the runners seems like are still at home. I'll have to confirm. I knew I should have brought all, so like I cut out all the parts for the frame into like these organizer boxes. There's 2 organizer boxes, one for today and one for the next live stream. And all the rest of the runners, for like all the armor parts and everything else, which will be like for the 3rd live stream, the final one, I left those runners in the box at home, and I thought, oh, if I ended up like I missed cutting out a part for the frame or something, I should take everything just in case. I thought, well, no, I'm pretty sure I got everything. So yeah, that's how that goes. Another tiny little red sticker on the bottom of the foot there. That. But the good news is, if the runner is not completely used up, then I should still have the parts. So that's good. Oh, wait. And this part should be on here. There we go. Let's pretty awesome looking the bottom of the feet there. It's really nice color separation. Septuple, check your runners. Yeah. Yes, always at least double check your runners before throwing them away. Yeah, if not more, but it's a good, it's kind of a good rule to live by. Yes. With this one, there's a certain orientation we need to pay attention of. This looks different in the manual too, which I don't like, but oh, okay, that's our ratchet system here for the joints. Looks like for the ankle joint, we're gonna have a ratchet there, which is good. You can see on the inside, this part here is like the tooth part, and you can see the grooves there that'll fit into. So that will help. It's not like a moving mechanism, but that should help better than like nothing at all. Okay. We'll see. We'll see momentarily. Of course, we'll see for sure once we actually have like the kit all put together. You know, just testing the stability of it with like nothing on it is one thing, but testing it once we have actually everything put on there. All the little detail parts that we're adding in are really, really nice. You gotta love that. Just make it so that, you know, even just straight out of the box here, it's a really good looking kit. Speaking of, I did finally check out that that video, that Warhammer tries a gunplay video that's been making the rounds lately. Everyone was mad about the use of AI for like thumbnail, Squidmar or something like that. It's the channel. It's like a Warhammer channel, so of course I don't really know it, but man, that was annoying. The video not like the part that I was just pushing on there was slightly annoying as well, but the video, like aside from just using AI for the thumbnail, which, you know, fine, it's not like ideal. I've done it, but like in like an intentional like video, like like the point was making commentary about the use of AI and stuff, so it was like tongue in cheek. Didn't really seem the case in the example we're talking about, but yeah, I don't know. It was just very ignorant, and I've seen that before. So, you know, it is what it is. My commission rules. I've made a video talking about that, actually, like a couple videos, or like one video and like other commentary about that. But like commission rules, I don't know, like what do you mean? Rules for what or how? Huh? No. Alright, this part's gonna be a little tricky, I think. Because that doesn't really want to stay there. Kind of like balance, like balance this part while I try to put the other half on, which is never fun. I don't like having to do this. Stay on there. Yep. Okay, got it. Commission rules always work using a contract. Yeah, as far as commission rules go, yeah, I mean, I've never used a contract. That, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I've always kind of felt like, at least for me, like worst case scenario, someone just completely ghosts me or something like that. I've got a build that I'm working on, and like one thing that I have mentioned about is that I always take a deposit, and like kind of depending on I don't have like a set rule for like the amount of deposit that I take. It's always at least, the deposit should be at least the cost of the kit. It can be more though if it was like a larger, kind of more bigger project, then I might ask for more of a deposit. I always ask for at least the cost of the kit. So then what I figure, at least for me, is that like if the person completely ghosts me, at least I'm not like out any money for like the cost of the kit. Obviously I'm out for my time, but then ideally I could then just continue on and finish the project and then just sell it to somebody else if I wanted to, or I really like it, I may just end up wanting to keep it for myself, or whatever the case may be. I mean, like, it's different when you're not, like, if my main source of income was commission work, I mean, I may, have a bit more rigid rules for like how I do it, and I may want to like actually have like an actual like contract that I use when doing commissions or something like that. But considering that it's not like my main source of income, and I don't really do commissions these days like at all, it's very few and far between, then for that reason I don't really have to worry about it quite as much. And it's like a pretty unconsequential sticker here, this tiny little strip of like gold sticker that goes on top of this like silver coated part. Yeah, not really noticeable that much, but okay, sure. What should be on the contract? Didn't watch the video, but I did watch others in that vein some time ago, and they were all impressed with Gunpla. Yeah, I kind of got this sense, this is like, I'm just kind of going back to what I was mentioning a moment ago, seeing that it's Squidmar, right? Is that right? I feel like that's right. Squidmar, that YouTube video. It felt like they realized all the other like Warhammer builders were all kind of like, they had all jumped on this trend of like making a video where they tried Gunpla, and they kind of realized that they just wanted to get in on the trend. So like, even though they had no interest in like actually wanting to sincerely give it a try, they just kind of felt like they had to do it, like just for the clicks. And that's pretty much kind of what set the tone for the entire video, is kind of the sense that I got. Because even like the main guy, I don't, like I said, I'm not familiar enough with the channel, but just like looking through like the thumbnails, it seems like the one guy's like kind of the main guy, and the other guy's on there. That's not like in every video necessarily or something, but the main guy only snap built like an old HG kit, when like a lot of people were giving him crap for the fact that it's an old kit. It's not really like the best choice for like a good representation of especially like modern Gunpla, to choose like a over 20-year-old HG kit, and like not even one of the better ones like from that time. But I mean, it just seemed just like very lazy. Like there's even like better kits that you could choose like from that time period. And then like I guess like other people were like getting mad or commenting about the fact that he paid so much for it, which I can only guess that the reason he paid that much for it is because that kit, which I'm not sure that it hasn't been reprinted lately. I thought that kit is not hard to come by, but usually the only time like you'd pay like so much over MSRP for a kit like that would be like if it just hasn't been reprinted for a long time. But I feel like the HGUC XS Gundam has been printed like fairly recently, so there's no reason it should have cost that much. But anyway, it was just silly. Ultimately, like there's a lot that I could say about it, but at the same time, like they didn't care enough to put any effort into it, really. So I shouldn't really care that much to comment on it, really. Emil painted the kit. Pretty dang nice. That's the guy who painted the Grimgird kit? I mean, yeah, the painting on it was nice, but like, now you're gonna get me worked up on it. It's like at the very start of the video, he's saying like, everything's made to be snap fit, so you don't need to glue it. And then 5 minutes later, okay, I'm gonna glue everything. And then like at the very beginning of the video, like everything's already molded in color, so you don't have to paint anything. And then later, like, okay, we're gonna paint this one. Like, what? If it's all molded in color and doesn't need to be painted, and you're making a point to say that, as if like, okay, you can point out the fact that it's all molded in color so that, you know, it looks, you know, fairly accurate to like the box art straight out of the box. It's one thing to point that out, but like the way that they said it at first, it's like, oh, this is like designed so that you'd need like zero skill to make it look like the box. You can just put it together and it already looks like the box art, and like you don't even have to paint it. It's like, well, if that was the case, then you wouldn't have had to paint it at all. I mean, it was just dumb. It's just really dumb, clearly not thought out, and just slapped together to kind of hop on the trend and get views, and that's it. And so anyway, yeah, I know that they have a distorted view of what plastic should cost. Yeah, I mean, like, it was just crazy. Did the Mecha shake shenanigans? I mean, I didn't. Yeah, and then like he was commenting about like how, like towards the end, he was saying like when they were talking about the negatives. So here's the one of the legs is done here, by the way. I just wanted to get that in focus a little bit better for y'all. Pretty intense, like that. Almost like a full model kit there, minus those parts that I'm missing, so we'll have to locate those. Yeah, he was making a point that like he was saying it's nice. One of the pros, when they were doing like pros and cons at the end, saying like one of the pros is that the kits are really like customizable, like really modular, I think was the way that he put it, and that you had like the weapons and some parts are like interchangeable and all that. Like, okay. And then 5 seconds later, as one of the cons, you're saying that because it's modular like that, it feels kind of like a little janky or like a toy or something like that. Like it feels like it was going to be easily broken in his hand. It's like, yeah, that's where skill is involved. Like they kept making it out so that like Gunpla was in some way like made for kids and made for people who didn't want to actually put any skill into modeling. And then they're like talking about stuff where like, yeah, that's where the skill is involved. It's like, okay. It was just, yeah, one of those things. Yeah. Oof. I don't know. Like talking about it, I'm tempted to like to talk about it more, but at the same time, I just also feel like I just shouldn't even bother. There was a bit of snobbish air about it. I mean, yeah, not like, yeah, I think like on like a surface level it comes across like snobbish, but I think it's not being snobbish, it's just ignorant. That's all it was. It's just lazy, ignorant. Like there was no actual effort, like to know what they're talking about in terms of like the different grades, talking about like what grades and what products are available and anything like that. There's just no effort put into any of that. I don't know. Maybe if I'm feeling extra spicy, maybe I'll make some kind of reaction video. I haven't done a spicy reaction video in a long time. I feel like probably the last one I did was whatever. I don't even know if I've done one, anything like along those lines since like reacting to that time when Bandai tried to have like community judging for GBWC, like, which was insane. You guys remember that? That was some crazy stuff. All right, just kind of like the second leg, I kind of know, I guess like kind of where some parts are going to go, so I'm just kind of like move stuff around here a little bit for a minute. Get everything organized, sort of. Classic simple grade and superior grade. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, like superior grade, they're saying, like, and I don't know if he was just mixed up because it was like the XS being the superior Gundam. Maybe that's where like that confusion somehow got in there. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Meanwhile, Bandai is making miniature kits for painting. Yeah, I wonder what. They're probably not even aware that Bandai is even making those kits, or maybe they are. Maybe they've seen about those kits, and maybe that's also kind of part of the reason why they're wanting to kind of hop on the bandwagon to a degree, where like they don't really want to, but because Bandai in the UK, like to their credit, Bandai UK has been doing a great job of like trying to work with creators there to build the brand, which is what I wish Bandai here in the US would do more of. So I think that's great. So maybe what they were, I mean, like they were reluctantly getting onto the bandwagon because they wanted to try to, you know, take advantage of the opportunities that are coming about for Warhammer creators there, with Bandai supporting them, not necessarily like monetarily. Bandai's not like paying creators, like Warhammer creators there, to show off their products, but like getting invited to events and things like that. Obviously, it just kind of helps your brand as a creator, being more well known in multiple communities, things like that. So maybe they just kind of saw that and saw the appeal of that. We're like, oh, we better have our foot in this door so that, you know, when Bandai is looking for people to call, we'll be on the list. That could be part of the reasoning as well. Most Warhammer channels have been, what was that? Highly positive about Gunpla. Yeah, and like Louise is a great example, who I talked to here on the channel, and she was one of our guest judges for the contest. Great example of somebody who came into it, you know, with a genuine curiosity and, you know, with an open mind, and has enjoyed it. I mean, like you don't have to enjoy it. That's the thing. Like if these creators are, you know, coming from a different hobby, you have people that were in like military models or Warhammer or whatever, or even Lego or something, you know, just coming from a different community to try out Gunpla. And if they try it and it's just not really for them, it's one thing. Perfectly fine. There was another video I saw probably at least a year ago, probably more like 2 years ago, if not, maybe might be more than that, maybe it'd be like 3 years ago. But there was another channel of like these two guys, and I forget, you guys will probably know what I'm talking about. It's like two guys that do like more traditional scale modeling, like ship models and things like that tried out Gunpla. And it was also pretty annoying in like their ignorance in the video, but like slightly less insulting in that they weren't like, they were basically saying like, you know, it's not really for us. And they didn't really give it like a good, honest try, I feel like. But, you know, it's one thing to just say, you know, it's just not something that I'm into. Like for me, I can say that like Warhammer is just not something that I have any interest in. Can't get this tiny little sticker out of here, and I feel like I'm scratching the hell out of it. Man. I think I remember the video you were talking about. They were complaining about it having less parts and how ships are way better because there's more going on or something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. How will those ratchets last? Yeah, I'm curious to know that. We will certainly find out about how well the ratchet system here holds up. But yeah, that's the thing, Jiku, to your point about there being a lot to learn from both sides. I mean, that's the thing, like in this video that we're talking about, they were also, in the recent one, the Squidmar video, they're also like making it out that like there's a way to do Warhammer and there's a way to do Gunpla, and there's no possibility of any sort of like crossover of any kind, where it's like, why wouldn't you just think that, I mean, like as you saw, like in the what the one guy did do, like there's obviously room for you to, you know, take skills and techniques from one hobby and apply them to the other. But again, I think that just comes down to just ignorance. They just kind of seemed very ignorant about like what a lot of people do in the Gunpla hobby. A lot of people don't. I mean, a lot of people do just snap build, you know, or whatever. But that also too, that would also be something that you would just have to be, you know, somewhat aware of. As I'm 100%, I don't know, I guess, you know, with 100% certainty, but I would feel very confident in guessing, assuming that there's just like in Gunpla, there's a lot of people in the Warhammer community that are just essentially collectors, and that they have just, you know, closets full of stuff that they may build or they might not build, or they may say that they're going to build eventually someday but probably never will get around to it, or people that, you know, will actually build, but, you know, what we would call like either just, you know, collectors or hoarders or whatever you want to call it, of model kits like in Gunpla. I'm certain that those same people exist in Warhammer as well. So the pile of shame is what Warhammer fans call their backlogs. See, there you go. Trying to get a good squeeze on these parts here. If I had a different tool, would be ideal. But that worked. Okay. Perfect. Are the parts all pre-cut? No. So I mean, these parts for this kit that I'm working on were pre-cut before the stream started. Yeah, but that's not how the kit comes. Like, it's just a normal kit on runners. I just did all the cutting out all the parts and everything ahead of time, just to save you guys the boredom of that aspect of it. All right, this section I already got all put together here. Okay, so we can close that up. Wait, those red bits are separate parts? Damn. Yeah, here? Yes. And here? Yes. But those tiny little red spots you see, those are stickers. But again, they're like the plastic stickers like you would have had. What other kit has those? The PG Unleashed Mark 782 Gundam, and another kit, or a couple other kits. At least one other kit also has those plastic stickers. I feel like the MGX maybe does as well. One or both of the MGX kits. That there. Oh yeah, this one. MGX Strike Freedom, like Unicorn did not. All right, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember if the Unicorn did. A couple of tight bits, to be sure, but just finished my MGX Strike 5-day build. Yeah, it's a pretty extensive kit. Wonder what the next MGX will be. I wonder. better. There. All right. Push that in. Go. I like how this part here on the back is able to open up like that. Pretty cool. Hope the next MGX is a red frame or straight. Oh, I'm sure it would be cool, but I'm kind of good on another stray kit, to be honest. But that said, like, if it was up to me, I would probably want something that like other people would also say no thanks to. So I mean, to each their own. Personally, I mean, I'm sure it would be great and it would be exciting, but that would not be my first choice. I still think something like the Exia would be a great option. Or the GPO2. I mean, because the GPO2, or not the GPO2. I mean, that could be an option. I think it's very unlikely, but the GPO1, that's what I meant to say. The GPO1, possibly, because it's one thing we've all been talking about for a long time now, is something that needs a 2.0. And I've been saying that I think it's a good candidate for a Verka, GPO1 Verka, because then they could make it as the next Verka, which they're gonna, they always need to make anyway. And then at the same time, it would be a 2.0. While not labeled as a 2.0, it's ostensibly a 2.0. And it's a Verka at the same time. And then what they can do with that is to give you the parts to make it as just the regular version or the full Vernon. But another option for that would be to make it as an MGEX, and the same thing, give you option parts to make both, and that be the kind of EX point. There has to be some point, special point to it. So maybe that be the EX point. With the Unicorn, it was the lighting system. With the MGEX Strike Freedom, it was like all the gold, all the different gold colors and everything. With the GPO1, it could be like the hanger, basically making like a master grade version of the PG with the hanger and all that, but then also just kind of updating the rest of the kit too. So many GPO1s and no Gerbera Tetra. I mean, yeah, our Gerbera Tetra kit would be cool too. We have the HGUC. And I mean, like, for the GPO1, you have the HGUC, the MG, and the PG, and the RG. So I guess that's true. You have a lot more. But it is like the main suit of the series. Get in there. At least the first part of the series, anyway, right? But hey, we at least have an HGUC Gerbera Tetra, which is more than what some mobile suits have. How many episodes was the Gerbera Tetra in? I don't remember. I feel like it's more than once. I mean, it had like a decent amount of screen time as far as I can remember, but still not like a ton. It wasn't around like for the entirety of the series. About 5 episodes, really. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Mercenary, it would be great as an RE100. I agree. Yeah, an MG would be cool, but yeah, I think like if they made a new, whether it be an MG Verka or MG just like a 2.0 or an MGX, whatever, for the GPO1, that would be a great candidate for an RE100 kit, the Gerbera Tetra, to go along with that. But you know, it was great for a while when they were doing that, making like the RE kits that like coincide with the MG releases. I think that was really, really cool. But you know, at least thanks to that recent announcement, at least we know that the RE100 line isn't completely dead. That's good news. Bad news is that, at least for the time being, it seems like it's still just going to be premium Bandai only. With the, until now, the most recent release was, I think, the Shockyu, right? And now with the Dananzan, right? That being premium as well. So as for me, I don't know if I'm going to be getting that kit, because the kit does look really nice, and that's never been a mobile suit that I've been a huge fan of, but I have, like, you know, come around a bit more over time, and I think that kit does look really nice, but I don't think I'll be getting one just because I have plenty of other stuff to build, and you know, it's costly. So all right, we got all that part. Then what was next? Okay, yeah, then this part. Oh no! Forgot to put these gold parts on. Oh shit. That's gonna be challenging. Let's see. Let's see if I can. Wait. If when these slide down. Oh wait, how do I do that? Slide. When they extend down, hopefully I can just pop them in from the back. What was I thinking? I guess you release the silver parts first, then pull them out from the back. Release these silver parts here on the side first. Oh yeah. Thank you. That's much easier. All right. I'm really fighting with it, and I think I'm probably still gonna have to take this apart. I think I might be able to squeeze this in from the back. Let's see. There's another nub that I missed. I think I can squeeze this in without having to take the whole thing apart, fortunately. Let's see, I should have been paying attention more. Oh no. Okay. Well, crisis mostly averted there. Thanks for the heads up on the having to pop those parts out of there. So those lock that into place, huh? Interesting. Okay, so as we were saying, this piece, yeah, and those later. This thing is taking you way more time than usual. Yeah, it is, for a couple of reasons. Mostly just because it's just very different. So anytime, anytime a kit like this is just so different from what I'm used to. It obviously just kind of slows me down, because like building like just a regular like HG or an MG or whatever Gundam kit, you know, I have a pretty good sense of it just because I've built so many. But anything that's like very different like this, even though I'm like, it's a design that I'm very familiar with, it's still not your standard construction process. So it is definitely. Did I get that? I said there was a nub, I noticed. I didn't. Yeah, it is going to take a bit longer. So yeah, we might have to actually separate this into 4 streams rather than 3. If not, that we'll see. I might only just finish the legs, because I actually need to call it a day here pretty soon, I think, actually. So we might not get all that far as I expected, which is fine. We'll just have to pick it up again tomorrow. I actually even still had something else still today that I wanted to get to that I don't think I'll even get to, let alone just finishing this. That's the foot. Ooh, put those on the leg. So I just want to put the this part together here too. Okay, then we'll put the parts together for the side. For this one, it's going to be facing this way. Manual having 79 pages is kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely a lot of parts, a lot of kit to build here. But hey, you're absolutely getting your money's worth, that's for sure. I mean, we've got the LEDs that go in it later on too. I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot here. Back a little bit. Here where we are. These side nails. Is it raining right now? It's just been raining nonstop lately. Well, it does sound like it's raining. Not nonstop, but raining like every day, which, you know, it's Florida, as people will remind you. That a single Warhammer mini for the price of this. Yeah, he's building the inner frame first. Yeah, I'm building the inner frame first just because that's how it goes in the manual. Let's see, Carlo, what was your comment there? Carlo says, are you going to follow the instructions building the inner frame first or straight to the armor? Oh, yeah, I am going to build all the inner frame first. So, yeah, I mean, like, we've got the legs, the leg frames here, and I will then after this I won't be putting the armor on the legs straight away. I'll finish the rest of the frame for 2 reasons. First, just being because, yeah, I'm just gonna be following the manual on this. The second reason being that someone had asked me if I could show just the completed inner frame in the review video. And so by doing it this way, that will allow me to build up the entirety of the frame here on the stream over the course of a couple streams. What I was planning to be 2, now it seems like it's going to be 3 probably. Build up the frame over the course of a couple of streams, record some video of it for the review as just the inner frame, and finish up with another stream doing the rest of the armor on, and then do my review, and then I'll have video of it in just the inner frame for the one person who asked, but I'm sure other people also will probably appreciate that for whatever reason. I don't really particularly know what the reason is necessarily to want to see it ahead of time, like in the review as just the inner frame. I don't really know what the person's goal is, like, to gain, or why they would necessarily want to see the kit just the inner frame. Maybe just to admire it. I mean, it's a very complex kit, and you just kind of want to see everything that you're getting yourself into with the kit or something. Anyway, but I will oblige. No. Ooh. Come on. Is Chris Pabs here? I think. Was he here even at one point? He's almost always here. It'd be kind of weird if he wasn't. I feel like he's not here, is he? Chris, are you there? Be careful when building the wing binders. Sometimes it won't turn off. You mean like the LED won't turn off? All right, we'll see. I don't even know for sure that I have the batteries. That's another thing that I wanted to check before building that part of the kit. Make sure that I have the batteries for it. I think that I do, but I need to double check. And if not, I need to order some. I want to be able to show that part to you guys as well. Which one goes on first? This one or that one? I need to put the stickers on here as well, and then that will be a wrap on this part. Oh, what are you doing? Excuse me. There we go. It's really easy to get the LED switch to be in the wrong place when you build the binders. Okay. Yeah, I was not worried, but curious as to how easy it was going to be to access the LEDs, because I was thinking like, oh, I want to be able to put the batteries in and try it on straight away, but if I don't have the batteries here, if I have to order some and I have to like install them later, is it going to be a pain to access the battery pack to put in the batteries later, or is it like fairly easy? If it's a pain to access, then I'll make sure I have the batteries ahead of time before building that part of the kit. Need to check in the manual what batteries are required. Something's not right. Hold it. Back off there. It's just the part wasn't pressed together tightly. Well, I gotta say, I wish that we could have at least got the hip section done as well, but only getting the leg section. If nothing else, I see what I did wrong. I see why it's not going on there correctly. I made a mistake. I know. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. And I feel like I might be able to just pop off this without taking apart this whole part entirely. That would be awesome if I can. Let's see. I don't think that I can. Why? Why would you do this to me? Just to let you know what I did wrong. See, there's this little cutout here and this little cutout here on opposite sides. These are supposed to be on the same side. So this backing part and all this part here on the front need to be switched. And the problem is there's like 3 layers of parts, and like these vents need to be popped out in order to get this white part off, but I don't know how to pop those vents out. Okay, maybe I can go like this. Okay, let's see. All right. So maybe I can do this. I was hoping that like I can switch the parts without having to disassemble the entire section, but it seems like I'm going to have to disassemble carefully. But actually, like, it's crazy because like someone actually warned me. There was like a comment, I think, on the unboxing or something. Someone who had already built the kit let me know, like, make sure to pay attention closely when you're building it and like following the manual, because if you have to backtrack and like do what I'm doing now, then it's a real pain, basically. And yeah, I can attest to that now. Like a couple of parts that if only this bit would come off. Problem is this this plated silver part on here is going to be really difficult to separate from that. That's the part that's like most difficult. Yeah. It's going to take a little time because you want to be careful not to break anything. Yeah, the thing that's making it really like the most difficult is this like plated silver part here on the top. Really difficult to get off there. There you go. And then this is the part that needs to separate, really. So how can we do that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was really just kind of the silver plated part, which was making everything else difficult. Well, how are you guys? Takes an unbelievable, credible amount of patience, you know. Yeah, sometimes just takes patience. But Well, that is one of the great things about this hobby. I mean, the amount of patience required can be great in like the meditative sense. But sometimes you just got shit to do and like you don't really need to be doing this right now. But it's my mistake. Okay. So now with this last little bit here, you should separate. Yes, separate. Yes, thank you. Okay, so that should go there. This one should go here. Making sure those are aligned now properly. As you can see here, a little cutout matches up. Yes, okay. Very good. And this gray part goes on there. And the silver part goes on top up there. And white part goes on top. There. And then the vent detail parts go into there. So, appreciate y'all's patience. Sorry that we didn't make more progress here on today's stream, but we will continue. The show will go on, and in the next stream we will move on to the waist section, then the torso section, then the shoulders and the arms and the binders and the connection arms for the binders. Those are all separate sections. So we'll see how far we get. My plan was to build the entirety of the frame over the course of 2 live streams, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be 3, if not more. Because the binders obviously are going to take a while because they're very parts heavy and there's 4 of them. So it's going to be pretty intense. And I'll find those lost parts. I'm pretty sure I just left them on the runner and the runner should still be at home, not thrown away because there's still white parts left for other parts of the build. Let me double check something here before we go here for today. And I still have a couple minutes to spare before we need to wrap up. So what I was curious about is how many more white pieces are left. If it's just a couple, then I would have just cut them off. I need some L parts here on the hip armor. That's good. On the torso armor also has some L parts. On the shoulder armor also has some L parts. So I'm sure I didn't throw away the runners there. If there's that many L parts still left for the armor. So the armor parts I haven't cut out at all. I've cut out all the parts for the frame, but not cut out the parts for the armor. And if there's that many armor parts still with L parts, that means I did not throw that runner away yet, which is good. So that means what I'm guessing what I did was I just put those, I just didn't cut off those L parts, the other white parts for the white vents here. I just didn't cut those off. If it was just one of them missing, it'd be one thing. But if there's 4 of the same part missing, then I didn't cut them off the runners. Not realizing that I would need them, because obviously there was a lot of part cutting involved for this kit, as you can see. So there's our legs. That's going to be it for today. L2 is a small runner attached to one. Yes, I do know that, but yeah, it's just this. There's 2 parts there that I need. So I'm guessing those are still on the runner, so I'll get that when I get home. And we will continue the live build of this possibly tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. If not tomorrow, then Thursday. We'll see. Possibly tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Thursday. And then we will continue on more after that. This will be over the course of a couple of live builds, but hopefully you enjoy watching for today. I'm sorry there was a couple of points where I kind of messed up and had to kind of go back. Don't like having to do that, but you know, it happens, especially with a kit like this with so many parts. There's a lot going on, easy to kind of miss things. But I will say the manual is really well laid out in that, you know, like assuming that you're not doing a live stream at the same time and you're just following the manual, I mean, you're not having to put on like more than one, like this step. It's like put these 3 parts together, add these 2 parts, put that on. Like the manual is like very slow, like in terms of progress. Like you might have some manuals where it's like putting like 5 parts on all at once, but this is like 1 part at a time, 1 part at a time, 1 part at a time, 2 parts at a time, 2 parts at a time. It's pretty slow, so you know, I feel like you shouldn't have any trouble. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Will you review the Fat Cat? What's the Fat Cat? I don't know. Is that scaled up RG RX-782 kit? It's like they took the RG RX-782 2.0 and scaled it up to 1/100 scale. I think someone asked about that in a previous stream. I didn't know what it was at that point, but I checked, and yeah, if that's what you're talking about, then no. Yeah, if that's the Fat Cat you're referring to, no, I will not be building that. I don't think. It looks kind of cool, to be honest, but we're not going to be getting it here at USA Gundam Store, and I'm not probably going to buy one for myself. I don't know. Yeah, possibly, but probably not. I don't think so. Yeah. So thanks for joining today. See y'all tomorrow or Thursday for the next part. And yeah, take it easy. In the meantime, I've got some other stuff that I'm working on. So see you with that. I think that's it. I was just making sure there's anything else that I kind of missed here in the chat for now, but I think that's all. So, all right. See you later, guys.